Good morning, everybody. How's everybody feeling today? Well, as you can see, I am not Gino. But many of you probably know me from the past, standing up here, playing my songs. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is my first time doing this, so shall we welcome up? Let's welcome each other. How about that? So we're gonna sing, stand up, we're gonna sing I Am the Light of This World. What a beautiful day to be in the light of this world. I am the light, I am the light, I am the light of this world. I am the light, I am the light, I am the light of this world. And we shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. All right, so now we are the light. You know what I'm saying? And we are the light, we are the light, we are the light of this world. We are the light, we are the light, we are the light in this world. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. One more time, let's all make our way back to our seats and sing We Are the Light. One more time. 2, 3. We are the light, we are the light, we are the light in this world. We are the light, we are the light, we are the light in this world. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright.
All right, TJ Moss. So glad you're with us today, TJ Moss. And also our house band, Linda, Matt, and Ollie. And good morning to you. I'm Kevin Busey, and I welcome you here this morning. I'm going to ask you to stand one more time so we can welcome all those folks who join us online. So turn around right into the clock. There's a camera there. Thank you for joining us online. Around the world, we have people joining in, as well as San Diego. So we welcome all of you to our spiritual community this morning. So we say around here, whoever you are, wherever you are welcomed here. So we're so glad that you're here with us. And I have some good news. I don't know if you feel it, but we have some newlyweds in the room. Looking around, who could that be? Liana and Amy, stand up. All right. October 9th, they tied the knots, so welcome to married life. Glad you're with us. So, yeah, I think I've said what I want to say, right? I think we have Joe coming up here. Right, I think we're ready for Joe. And it's a little shocking because we're starting to see Christmas decorations. A little shocking there.
Good morning. I'm going to do all the talking. My name is Joe Alfarella, and for 10 years we've been sponsoring children in the extended foster program at the holidays. We purchase gifts for those children. This program started, again, 10 years ago, thanks to a former staff member, Sherry O'Hara. So I want to acknowledge her and her bringing this gift to the community. We are the folks who carried the tradition forward, and I want to acknowledge Carolyn Floyd and other shoppers that go do the shopping for us, and all of the folks who have sponsored. I see some of you out there. Raise your hand if you've sponsored a child in the past. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I'm done. Oh, so if you're interested in sponsoring a child, see me out at the table. It's $70. We'll either do the shopping or you can do the shopping yourself. We have some wish list items for them. Or you can donate any portion of that. We'll combine those resources so that we can provide every child 54 children gifts this year. Yeah. I also want to acknowledge the Stewardship Corps and Rev. Kevin for making another generous donation through the Global Heart Tide that supports this cause. So thank you so much.
And I want to acknowledge Joe for doing this year after year, the last few years. Joe Alferrera? Alferrella, yeah. That's easier than your real name. So, who was born in November? Please stand. Our first Sunday in November. We want to acknowledge Esther, Al, Frank, Joan. All right, happy birthday. Awesome. And this Thursday is Veterans Day, so would all of our veterans and ex-veterans please stand? We want to thank you for your service. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your service. All right. And now, the rest of the announcements. Mr. Lee.
It's Mr. Lee. Hi. We got all kinds of things, so take a breath. Here we go. Spirit in action. We have a service that we do. We take food to folks in Mexico, and it was scheduled that we were actually going to go to Tijuana, and now it turns out we're not going to go there. So we're still going to do the service, baking something, doing a turkey, and we're still going to gather, but there will be no going to, we're taking the food there. So yeah, someone else will take the food there. We've been supporting for a long time a group called the Ishayas, and they have a weekend called the Ishaya Ascension Foundation course, and it's the weekend of November 12th to the 14th. It's a process by which you can get in touch with that deepest peaceful sense of yourself. And if you have any questions about that, see me, and I can direct you to somebody who knows a lot more than I do. Awakening Wednesday this time is a Diwali celebration. It's going to be led by Sherry Ganand. So that's the Festival of Lights. Actually, Rev Kevin's going to talk a little bit about that. What else? Oh, Racial Equality Project action steps. We have 2 of them this week. Watch a TEDx on our website under the Racial Equality Project tab. There's a TEDx, and the title is Poverty and Addiction in America. The second one is to watch Kitchen Conversations on our channel, November 17th. There are guest speakers on racial bias recovery for people of color. 2 powerful things to watch. And our movie of the month is now back to the 3rd Friday, and the name of the movie is called Disclosure. And it's a documentary about the experience of being transgender in America. Lorraine Iverson is working with Gayleen Nichols on a shopping experience, and that's going to be November 13th. Gayleen has a boutique called Bubbles Boutique. So see me or see Lorraine Iverson about that. And lastly, I just want to put another plug in for a fun thing that we're doing for community and fundraising called Feed 'em or Fun Them. And so it's a means by which you could host a dinner or you could host a game night, and then people sign up on the sheets outside, and that reserves a spot for you. Then you go online and buy a generic ticket for that event, and your host will connect with you when you write your email very legibly on the sheet. Then your host will connect with you and give you more instructions about that. Okay, that's all I have. Thanks for your attention.
Hello, everyone. My name is Simon. I'm running the youth ministry today with Parker and Luca, and we're letting Parker take over today, so she's doing the craft for us. She's going to teach me what we're doing. So we're giving that a little lesson in empowerment to our youth. So Luca and I are going to sit back, let Parker take it away. Do you want anything to say? You want anything to say?
Yeah.
Perfect. And I want to thank everybody so much for supporting us at all times. Thank you for the center. Thank you to Johnny. He does an amazing job every month. And really appreciate all of you. And I know the family does, and any other youth that do come, we do really appreciate all the support. And if you have any other youth that want to feel supported by you, feel free to invite them. We're happy to take them in. Thank you for your time.
So we're just going to take a moment to get centered in our seats, and I'm one of your many licensed prayer practitioners, and I will be doing a reading. We'll go into a brief meditation, and then I'll be bringing you back out with a prayer. And so just right now, get comfortable, take a nice deep breath, go within, and our reading is gratitude is the healthiest of all human emotions. The more you express gratitude for what you have, the more likely you will have even more to express gratitude for. It's by Zig Ziglar. How grateful I am to know that there is a divine presence in the universe that moves, that lives, that breathes through everything. Everything I see, everything I hear, everything I touch is that divine presence in me and in each one of you in this gathering. Sitting in a seat, as is our online family, as is the message of our dear Rev Kev, as in the voice of TJ, as in the band behind me that expresses and moves through music, and as is in our support team behind the screens. I know that this divine presence moves in all of the preparation of the sacred space, preparing it for us. And in that gratitude, I simply rest, knowing that all is well.
Gift I ever got was to be alive and know it. The greatest thing I ever did was care. The greatest day I ever had, found a way to slow it down, down. The music in my mouth is like an ever-flowing ocean, dancing to the ocean sound. Still I'm trying to hear the melody, I'm trying to find the time to slow it down, down, down. This morning and I felt so truly grateful for giving up the hateful things inside. I listen to this heart of mine, find the time to write things down, down, down. The pulp inside the tree is like a river flowing homeward, knowing that we're nowhere now. Still I'm trying to make the memory, I'm trying to find the time and slow it down, down, down. There are voices from the grave, they are telling me how not to be a slave. There are voices from the grave, they are telling me how not to be afraid of my brain. I lay them down, down. Still I'm trying to make the memory. I'm trying to find the time and slow it down. See what I did there? Down.
TJ! And that's a TJ original, right? Yeah, all yours are TJ originals. Yeah, let's acknowledge TJ again. The talented, awesome, cool TJ. I said to first service, my only regret about having him here is when he's here, I'm no longer the coolest guy in the room. So, Diwali, that's a Hindu, and it's pronounced Diwali. It's a Hindu feast of the Feast of Lights. It's an acknowledgement of the light within us, the spiritual light within us, that is more powerful than the darkness around us. Isn't that a great, what's within us? That light within us is more powerful than darkness. It's celebrated for seven days. It started last Thursday. And so right now, India is really lit up with lights, right? Because it's a sacred, they celebrate the light. So it reminds me a little bit of what I talked about last week. We experience darkness, or that's what's dark with those heavy emotions within us, right? The reactions, or the anger, the blame, the judgment that we feel, kind of the depression. Those are lower kind of energies, and we tend to associate that with darkness. And then the light, the light we talk about, we relate to the higher energies of peace and intimacy and connection. And I mentioned last week that you can all find those on the chakras, the lower dense energies, reaction, and the lighter energies, the love and peace. So we're talking this month actually, about the power of gratitude. Because the actual experience of gratitude can move us from the experience of denser emotions to lighter emotions and to light. Many of you might be experienced that. So we're actually going to talk about gratitude as a spiritual experience to feel lighter, to feel centered, to feel more loving and engaged. So that's what we're doing. And Sarah Adams referred this book to me. It's simply called Grateful by Diana Butler Bass. It's a great book. I've read a number of books on gratitude, and most of them I've not finished because I just kind of feeling like they were saying the same thing. But I'm really liking this book. She studied the experience of gratitude for a while, and this is a result of her study of gratitude. So it's kind of what we're going to be talking about. So last week, I talked about how one of the things I first do in the morning is I meditate. I get still and I get clear because I kind of want to align, with those energies that are higher. I want to feel more connected and centered and peaceful before I engage with anyone or with you. And you want me to be more centered as well, right? And so there's a practice that I have, and I frequently bring gratitude into that morning practice. And I find that it absolutely lifts my energy up for when I engage in the morning. And so we could certainly use the experience of gratitude as a way to kind of start the morning. So I want to talk a little bit about gratitude. Or the whole talk's about gratitude, actually. So we've had classes around here, and I've probably facilitated them, where we list all the things we're grateful for. Maybe the first 5 or the first 10, we rewrite them out, and that's nice. Maybe makes us feel good. But I'm not talking about gratitude that's like a mental exercise. I'm talking about gratitude as we get into the energy, the actual body experience of gratitude. That's what I'm talking about. So it's not a mental idea. Oh, I'm grateful for these people in my life. I'm grateful that this has happened today. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about focusing on something that we're grateful for and moving into an experience within our bodies where we actually feel that energy. We actually feel it in our bodies. So that what we're grateful for becomes less in our awareness and more actually what we're feeling in our bodies. Because here's what we would feel in our bodies. We would feel our bodies relax and open and be present to more of what we're grateful for. So I think today the topic is grateful in relationships or gratitude for relationships. So there's 3 kinds of relationships that I want to talk about. And the first is the relationship with ourselves. Most of us, and we have classes that do this, most of us have this critical voice within us, right? This commentary that's always running a negative voice. If we could get quiet enough, we would hear that voice. That it's a constant commentary on what we're doing, how we're messing up, how we're not doing it right. Who's familiar with that voice within them? Okay, so I'm talking to the right group here. So we've got that voice always running, right? And it runs so much, we almost like are not even aware that it's beating the crap out of us out of the side of our, right here, the beating the crap out of us. It robs us of our energy. What if you and I cultivated a voice within us, really actively cultivated a voice of gratitude for what we are, who we are, and what we're doing? To actually make a practice of being grateful for ourselves. What we would do, so let me talk specifically about how I've done that. So for my adult life, I've pretty much been very active and working out most every day. I bicycle, I run, swim. As you could tell, I don't need to mention this, work out with weights, right? I do yoga, backpack hikes. I'm pretty active. So the last few years, as my body kind of wants to slow down, I've turned to this practice of simply being grateful for my body, for all the things that I make it do. And sometimes I even do this process where I start on my toes and just be grateful for every part of my body. And what I feel when I do that is really a great connection with my body. A real appreciation for how it not only does all the things that I require it to do, but on its own, all of the organs work beautifully, independent and in relationship with each other to keep this body alive. And I don't even have to think about it. It all happens on its own. There's this intelligence that's always happening in our bodies. And it's a perfect synchronicity of all the parts of our body, all the inner, all of the activities. We breathe. Our hearts beat on their own. Our body does that. And so when you and I can get in touch with how magnificent that is, we're moved to gratitude, right? And the medical profession says we have so many bacteria and so many germs and so much of that, but we don't experience most of the illnesses around that because our bodies are making sure we don't experience it, right? So that's just one example of ourselves that we could be grateful for. It's a practice that I have. What about you? What about you are you grateful for? Let's have a sharing about it. What about you? What's something about you that you're grateful for? Cece.
Sense of humor.
Sense of humor. Yeah. You're a funny guy, Cece. Well, you are. And you appreciate that about yourself, that you're humorous. Yeah. Yeah, good. Yes, Conrad.
Our family is all in San Diego now.
Okay. So what do you appreciate about yourself in that? That's your family. What do you appreciate about yourself?
Just being in love.
Being in love. Being in love with your family. I love my family. Great. Who else? Pat.
Creativity.
That you're creative. You're a poet, yes. Dana, hi.
I'm grateful at my expression as a grandmother.
Grandmother. That you're a grandmother. You love your grandkids. Hopefully they love you if they're young enough. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Anyone else? Yeah, Annette.
I'm grateful for my generosity.
For your generosity. That's great. Great for your generosity. Someone at First Gathering, and I'm sure many of you can relate to this, they're grateful for their ability to be committed to growth. They're grateful for their commitment to growth. Right? Good. So, spend some time with this. My invitation for you is find something in yourself that you can just sit in gratitude about that. Because here's what will happen. That characteristic that you like about yourself, or you're grateful for, it's going to grow in your life. So then we move from there. Another relationship we can show gratitude for, right, is a relationship of family and friends, relationship of pets, but a particular person that we might be grateful for, and think of that person, bring that person to mind, and feel that gratitude. So I will share mine. In addition to my partner, 22 years, Tim, in addition to him, who I'm extremely grateful for, and he's helping out with sound this morning. I'm grateful for my spiritual teacher, who I've talked about in the past. Henry is his name. He's my 3-year-old plus dog. He's a German Shepherd mix from Tijuana. And as I've shared before, he came to us extremely, extremely fearful, extremely shut down. And I just had an awareness this last weekend. I taught ministerial school, and we went over the idea of PTSD, that my dog has had PTSD. And so, early on I thought, do we want to keep this dog? Because he just held out in his crate the whole day. Anyway, I started a practice maybe a year and a half after we got him of just deep gratitude for him when he will eat, when he might look at us in the eyes, when he might go on his own in the backyard, when his tail might go up, when he would interact with other dogs, when he would he would go up and smell someone. So I started anytime I saw this, and I got grateful for this dog that I had in my mind, where he would be extremely playful, extremely engaged, enjoying life, and not being afraid. So that's what I would concentrate on. And with all the things we've done, that, I think, has been an extremely powerful dynamic in the healing of relationship. I mean, the healing of who he is. When he approaches me, when I remember, attempt to just direct at him the energy of gratitude. So much so that he is really a lot better. He really is. If you observed him in our house, most of the time you'd say, oh, it's a pretty normal dog, right? And I think a large part of that is the energy that he feels, such that, this energy among dogs, and gratitude being one of them, right? But I shared with the First Gathering, sometimes in the evening I'll meditate in our living room, and we happen to have 3 rescue dogs, right? So they're all over 65 pounds. And when I'm meditating in the living room, they come in, and 2 of them try to sit on my lap. And I know what's going on here. They're feeling the energy. They're feeling the peace. So they come on into the living room, even though there's other people in other parts of the house, to hang out in that energy. So if dogs do that, we may not be as cognizant of it, but people do that too. So So I encourage you to find someone, think of someone in your life, have them come into your imagination who you're grateful for. And again, not just think about that person, but drop into an experience of your body of what is it? I'm just going to sit here. You know how some of us might sip a nice, fine glass of wine or read slowly a piece of poetry or listen to music. Kind of do that. Savor it like that. Sit there and think, I'm going to just feel this energy of gratitude and see how it feels. And it's really kind of easy to do it when we think of someone that we love, right? Someone we feel connected to. So that's the second. That's the second place to feel gratitude. So Jesus had the nerve to say, love your enemies. Pray for those who persecute you. That's a tall order, right? That's a tall invitation. How many of us could say we do that? So I've been thinking about that, you know. Pray for those who persecute you. Love your enemies. So I want to explore that a little bit in sense of gratitude. So who's our enemy? Who's the one who persecutes us? That one that causes in us a trigger to happen. It's not them. It's that we are triggered. There's an unhealed, energetic child pattern that gets activated by someone that's out there. Sorry to break it to you, but it's the truth. It just is the way that it works. And certain people trigger us. Certain people cause in us a huge emotional reaction that hurts, that we suffer with, that we don't want, that makes us uncomfortable. But all they've done is activated an unhealed childhood pattern. That's just the way that it is. So our enemy, or the one who persecutes us, is the one who's activated an energetic pattern. So that being the stage of this, I want to share with you that some time back, I had a friend who asked me to do something, and I kind of did it. Didn't exactly do the way that they wanted. From my perception, it wasn't that big of a deal. I think there was a little bit of miscommunication, whatever. What ended up happening is the person raged at me, got so angry at me for what I didn't do the way they wanted me to, that they ended up ending the friendship. And I'm just like, wow, what just happened? How many of you could relate to that experience? Okay. Just want to know, they're in another church right now raising their hand about you. So sometimes we're the villain in people's lives, right? So we don't get off the hook. But I'm just talking about this here dynamic now. So I had an opportunity, I felt hurt, I felt betrayed, I felt all those things you might feel after what just happened? I don't understand the response compared to what happened, So I had a choice in this. I could make that person the betrayer, the enemy, the villain, right? The bad person. I could do that. And Lord knows I've done that, and I certainly want to do that, right? Or what I thought I could do is I could bring the experience of gratitude into this situation and see what the gift is. Because gratitude leads us to the gift. So I didn't want to do this, but more of what I didn't want to do was carry this around. That's more of what I didn't want to do. So I was grateful for the situation. I was grateful for how it happened. I was grateful for the reaction. I was grateful for what happened within me. I was just sad in gratitude. And here's what happened. I got in touch with the part of me that feels rejected, that I did it wrong and people don't love me enough, and it wasn't my fault. I got in touch with like this little boy that kind of got rejected, his perception, and didn't do anything wrong. How many of you could relate to that? Not little boy, but little child, and feeling rejected over that. Okay, that's where I got to. And I'm like, wow. I started to kind of, I imagine this, and just hang in with me here. This sounds too woo-woo, but it's what it is for me. I had an image of this little boy like in the corner, just feeling so bad that he screwed up. And I'm like, he did nothing wrong. In fact, this little guy tries really hard most of the time. Didn't do anything wrong. He's doing his best. Right? Can you relate to that? Doing your best. So I'm like, I don't want to reject that kid. I don't want to. So I'm going to just, this is my imagery. I want to sit with this kid. Just be there. Until like he could relax out of the corner. He could maybe start to turn around and see, oh, there's someone here that's hanging out. So what I'm aware of is when I start to feel uneasy or anxious, the image I really have is this little boy like trying to get more into the corner. And so what I got to do is just sit there. Just sit there and wait till he feels comfortable enough to kind of turn around. And it's been really a powerful experience for me to let myself off the hook. You know? That really, the end of the day is, we do the best that we can. And sometimes that makes other people react to us, get angry, and leave. And with all due respect, it talks more about them than about us. Now, there are absolutely times we screw up. And there are absolutely times we have to take accountability for our behavior. So I'm not talking about that. There are times that. I'm talking about that piece in us that has felt rejected and alone. That's what I'm talking about. And I'm talking about connecting with them. So, that's my gift. That's the gift that I found in this gratitude over this situation. So, I'm going to invite you to do several things. I'm going to encourage you to really cultivate this voice of gratitude for yourself, for your loved ones, and for those difficult situations in your life. Cultivate it. And I will say at the end of the day, and maybe we could all join in this, I just feel like I need to acknowledge this. I am so grateful for the awareness of divine love. I'm so grateful for the awareness that I have most times that love is the truth between us, that there's an infinite loving presence within us and surrounds us, that same thing that created the universe dwells within us as a loving presence. So really feel into that. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath and sit up straight and tall. Shoulders back so your heart has a space to open. And just breathe right into your heart space and let the breath just kind of massage your heart. The inflow and the exflow. And imagine something about yourself that you're really grateful for. And feel that gratitude moving, flowing within your body. Just direct the experience of gratitude within you. Being grateful for you. I invite you to place your hands over your heart. I am grateful for me. Repeat after me. I am grateful for me. I am grateful for all the awesome ways I show up. I am grateful for my body, for the intelligence within my body. I am grateful for a heart full of love. So just feel all this. And just let come to mind someone you love. Imagine him or her before your mind's eye. And maybe just take your right hand and just extend it out, palm out. Maybe as though you're touching his or her heart. Just feel the love that's between the two of you. And just send through your arm, through your hand, gratitude. Just be grateful for them, for all that he or she is for you. Just feel that now. Just open to it. And repeat after me. I'm grateful for you. Thanks for being in my life. Thank you for loving me. Now taking a deep breath in and feeling this. And then I'm going to invite you to put your palms face down on your lap, your hands, to just receive. Just receive right now. And imagine a difficult situation that you face. And to the degree that you're able, just be grateful for that difficult situation. Be grateful for the gift that might not be apparent, but be grateful for the gift that lies within that difficult situation. Just receive the gift. And now imagine with me, experience with me that energy, that presence that created everything, it is within you. And it seeks to be known by you. Be grateful right now for that. Be grateful for God's love. Open to it and experience more of it.
Thank you, God, for everything. 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 Thank you, God, for you, God, for everything. You're my watercolor painting, you're my ruby in the rough, you're the song that I've been singing when my days are dark and tough, you're my open story, my lighthouse on the shore, and I'm just a little crazy about the way you always leave me wanting more. We're going up, up through the ceiling. It's more than a feeling. You got me believing. With my island on the ocean, when my ship is tossed and turned, with perpetual emotion, makes the fire in me burn. With the solitude I'm seeking, you're the company I'm keeping. And I'm just a little crazy about the way you never look without leaving. Woo! Going up through the ceiling. It's more than a feeling. Got me believing. Going up through the ceiling. It's more than a believe it. Some say nothing lasts forever. Some say life is one and done. I say here we are together, and it seems to me that we have just begun. You're my candle when the lights go. You're the screen inside my window. Let the breeze blow through. You're my compass in the desert. It's always pointed westward home. Even on the nights I'm on my own. Never quite alone. Going up, up through the ceiling. It's more than a feeling. Got me believing. We're going up through the ceiling. More than a feeling. More than a feeling. Believe it. Got me believing. Got me believing.
Thank you, TJ. So good morning, I'm Annette Reitenauer, your treasurer, and I'm here this morning to ask you for your financial commitment to Universal Spirit Center. So I'd like to start off with a little history. When I came in this morning, one of our new members said, Annette, I love when you talk about the history of Universal Spirit Center. So I'm just gonna go back a little bit. I've been here as treasurer for over a dozen years, and so I've seen the changes and the growth, and I'm so proud of us and how we have handled and managed through, this current crisis and all the things that have come before. But when I joined, we had over 300 people showing up every Sunday. We had pretty much of a packed audience. And we budgeted, for a 300-person week at that particular point in time. And, from the very beginning, we grew and grew and grew and grew, and it really is to the credit of Rev Kev and the leadership that we were able to grow so much. And then COVID happened. When COVID hit, I really, really became proud of how we handled it. We spent money on going to a virtual platform. And actually, we knew nothing about going virtual. We put some money into it, and again, thanks to this generous community, we were able to buy equipment and quickly transition. I remember there were some challenges in the beginning when we transitioned, but we did, and we were successful. And the other great thing we did is we looked to our community. We actually every night got online and we meditated together. And the leadership and all of our spiritual leaders called every congregant to see how you're doing. What do you need? So we took this crisis and we listened to the CDC, and we became a very valuable member of each person's family here, because we said, we're here for you. Whether you were online or in seats, we said we were there for you. So I'm so proud of our community. So where are we today? So today we're a smaller community, and we've budgeted to be a smaller community. But the truth is that we still fall short about $4,000 a month. And when Rev Kev announced that last week, a generous member came forward and said, I'll pay for November so we don't have to cut salaries of musicians and Rev Kev and Lee. And so we made it November. Thank you. You've always been very generous. And so I'm here to tell you about our plans of how we're going to fill the gap for the next coming months. There's 4 C's that Rev Kev talked about. One is consciousness, that we're all praying and keeping abundance in our hearts through the month. 2 is community. We're being very transparent with you, saying, this is the reality. We've done our best, but we're falling short. The 3rd is creativity, and that's our Fun and Feed 'em program. So I invite those of you who have not signed up to host something, think of something you love to do. It could be an explorative walk of Balboa Park. It could be going golfing with friends. Or it could be a luncheon in your backyard. Sign up. We have scheduled for that to make about $1,000 a month of the gap. And so not only sign up outside, but go to our website and buy a ticket. I'm hosting one at my house, and I think there's 4 slots left, and I invite any one of you to come. And the 4th thing that we're doing is cuts. As I said, we've cut our budget, by about $1,600 a month. And so that is our commitment to make sure that we can still provide the level of services to you online and in person every week. So I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I've seen so much generosity from this community over the years. It's amazing. And it's because of you that we're able to do the things that we do. So I just want to say one more thing, that I am generous to Universal Spirit Center because in this time of duality and having a fractured world, coming here every Sunday helps me navigate that world, because I come here and I know God is all there is and we're all connected. So with me, put your hands on your heart and say, as I give, I receive. As I receive, I give. Thank you.
Thank you, God, for everything. Thank you, God, for everything. Thank you, God, for everything. Yeah. Thank you, God, for everything. Thank you, God, for everything. Thank you, God, for everything. Thank you, God, for everything.
Thank you,
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 thank you, thank you. Yeah. Thank you, God, for everything. 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 One more. Thank you, God, for everything. Thank you, God, for everything. Thank you, God, for everything. Thank you, God, for everything.
Thank you, TJ Moss, for everything. So I want to say a couple things that follow up what Annette said. A couple. One is thank you for your giving. Thank you for the way you've supported us through 20 years. Secondly, we are in the black because of our PPP loans. We're in the black, so we're not in the red. We're not crisis mode. The third thing is I really want to acknowledge, Annette, would you stand? 12 years treasurer. She's been running a business for what? I don't know, 30 years? A very 41 years. Very profitable, and when she became treasurer, she brought over her bookkeeper, and so we know where every penny is. We just know where it is. One's on the floor, she knows about it. So I'm going to invite you to stand. I'm going to issue an invitation for you that I was thinking of that I'm going to do. Each day, thank someone. Thank someone for something. What if we build that practice each day through November? Just thank someone. So thank you. You're my people today. I thank you. So let's place our hands over our hearts. And again, just open to, right now, open to the breath, open to the experience of Thanksgiving. Open right now, open to God's love. Open to the divine love. Where divine love rushes in wherever there's an opening. So we just open ourselves now to the experience of divine love. We let it move through us and flow out from us as a blessing on the world. So know this with me together as we say. So it is.
I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. You are a light. You are a light. You are a light. You are a light in this world. You are a light. You are a light. You are a light in this world. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so All right, we are a light. We are a light. We are a light. We are a light in this world. We are a light. We are a light. We are a light in this world. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. I am grateful for you. Happy Sunday, everybody. We'll see you next time. Be well, be well.